Muslims believe that this was sent down by God to earth.
Because it is said to have fallen from heaven.
Deep within the Kaaba in Mecca, there's a mystery that has puzzled people for centuries. Who or what is retained inside the Kaaba? This question takes us into a world where Jesus' teachings help us gain perspective by giving us surprising insights. Seen as important in both Christianity and Islam, Jesus' role in this mystery makes us rethink our usual beliefs and starts a conversation between different faiths. Stay with us as we dive into one of the biggest spiritual mysteries of our time, exploring what secrets this sacred site hides. Emerging from the heart of Mecca, the Kaaba stands as a silent yet powerful beacon of unity for over 1.8 billion Muslims worldwide. This simple, cube-shaped structure, draped in a black silk cloth known as the kiswa, transcends mere architectural beauty. It's a symbol, a focal point where the threads of individual faiths weave into a single tapestry of Islamic unity. Each year, the Kaaba beckons millions to its grounds, with the Hajj pilgrimage drawing over 2 million faithful, all circling this ancient edifice in a harmonious rhythm of devotion. At the core of the Kaaba's significance is the profound act of facing it during daily prayers, an action that unites Muslims across continents in a shared moment of faith and trust in God. This singular direction, known as the Qibla, isn't just a physical orientation, but a spiritual alignment, guiding believers towards a common focal point that transcends geographical and cultural divides. The Kaaba's story is shrouded in time, with Islamic tradition placing its origins in the time of Abraham, around 2000 BCE. Revered as a prophet in Islam, Abraham, along with his son Ishmael, is believed to have laid the Kaaba's first stones, marking the birth of a site destined to become the heart of Islamic faith. Such a simple structure that has its insides made of marble and limestone enjoys the status of being a site of adoration till date. But here's where the story takes a mysterious turn. Within Christian and Islamic traditions, Jesus' perspective on the Kaaba adds layers to its enigma. In Islamic texts, Jesus is seen not as a deity, but a revered prophet, whose teachings often parallel yet diverge from Christian doctrine. His views on the Kaaba, though not explicitly documented, challenge traditional narratives, revealing unexpected truths, illuminating who or what is truly restrained or hidden within the Kaaba's walls. Such insights could weave a compelling theme of truth and lies in religion. What if Jesus' teachings offered a different lens through which to view this ancient symbol? Could his perspective unearth truths long buried in religious tradition? This question opens a Pandora's box of theological debate. It suggests a narrative where the Kaaba, a cornerstone of Islamic faith, might hold secrets that align or clash with Christian teachings. The juxtaposition of Jesus' role in Islamic and Christian beliefs creates a compelling, almost suspenseful narrative. What truths about the Kaaba and its significance did Jesus, a pivotal figure in both religions, potentially reveal? What other secrets does this ancient structure hold? Over the centuries, the Kaaba has witnessed the ebb and flow of time, enduring reconstructions and renovations. The most significant of these occurred in the 7th century, giving us the structure we see today. But it's not just its age that captivates. It's the symbolism it holds. The Kaaba represents the metaphorical center of the Muslim world. Its gravitational pull on the hearts and minds of the faithful is unparalleled, making it more than a monument. It's a unifying force. Within its ancient walls lies the Black Stone, an object of deep veneration, enveloped in mystery and reverence. According to Islamic beliefs, this stone, set into the Kaaba's eastern corner, believed to have been given to Abraham by the angel Gabriel, descended from heaven. It's not just a relic. For many, it's a symbol of God's promise to Abraham and his descendants. Kissing or touching the black stone during the Hajj pilgrimage is considered an act of deep devotion, symbolizing a believer's closeness to the divine. This black stone, believed to be meteoric in origin, is not only an emblem of faith, but also a bridge between heaven and earth, embodying a physical and spiritual connection to the divine. Its color, once thought to be white but now blackened, is said to symbolize the absorption of the sins of those who touch it in penitence. Over the centuries, the stone has witnessed the ebb and flow of millions of pilgrims, each seeking its blessing and the fulfillment of spiritual longing. Encased in a silver frame, it serves as a poignant reminder of the enduring nature of faith and the unbroken chain of devotion that links generations of believers. The act of touching or kissing the stone, while not mandatory, is seen as a profound gesture of faith and humility, an acknowledgement of human frailty in the face of the divine. However, in Christian theology, he is the Son of God, part of the Holy Trinity, a concept starkly contrasting with Islam, where he is recognized as a prophet, Isa, a messenger of God's word. This dichotomy invites us to re-examine Islamic symbols like the Kaaba and the Black Stone through a Christian lens. Could this lead to a novel understanding of the divine as perceived in these two major world religions? The juxtaposition of Jesus' roles in Christianity and Islam creates a tension. It suggests the Kaaba might hold broader significance across Abrahamic religions. The potential for a Christian perspective, especially Jesus' insights, to enlighten the spiritual meanings of these Islamic symbols is provocative. This intersection calls for a deeper exploration of the shared historical and spiritual heritage of these faiths, challenging traditional religious boundaries and raising questions about the universality of sacred spaces. In Islam, Jesus is revered as one of the greatest prophets, born to the Virgin Mary. The Quran recounts his miraculous birth and remarkable abilities, such as healing the sick. Islamic theology, however, does not recognize Jesus as divine, focusing instead on his prophetic mission. The Quran presents an alternative account of his life's conclusion, differing from the Christian narrative of crucifixion and resurrection. Conversely, in Christian theology, Jesus is central to faith. His life, teachings, and resurrection form the cornerstone of Christian belief, embodying God's love and salvation. His teachings on love, forgiveness, and mercy have shaped ethical standards in Christian societies. Celebrations like Christmas and Easter are not just religious observances, but integral to the cultural identity of Christian communities. Jesus thus becomes a point of convergence and divergence in Islamic and Christian theologies. For Muslims, he is a revered messenger who foretold Prophet Muhammad's coming, while for Christians, he is the Messiah and the bringer of eternal life. This divergent understanding raises compelling questions about the nature of God and divine messages in contemporary religious dialogue. Jesus' teachings cut across religious boundaries, offering insights on love, compassion, and forgiveness. In a time marked by religious conflicts, reflecting on his message through both Islamic and Christian perspectives can foster interfaith understanding and harmony. Therefore, Jesus stands as a bridge between two theological worlds, inviting exploration into the mysteries of faith from different angles. His teachings, whether as a prophet or the Son of God, urge a deeper understanding of the divine, embodying both divergence and unity. His figure enriches our perceptions of spirituality and the shared human experience within these two major world religions. At the heart of the Kaaba's mystery lies a question that has intrigued and divided scholars and faithful alike. What mysteries does the sacred structure entail? This enigma offers various interpretations that deeply influence the understanding of God across different faiths. One such interpretation puts forth the idea that the Kaaba holds within its walls an ancient, powerful force, often regarded evil in essence. This notion, while not mainstream in Islamic belief, poses an intriguing question about the nature of the divine. If such a force is indeed held within the Kaaba, what does it imply about the power and benevolence of God? This idea leads us down a path where the concepts of good and evil, divine and demonic, become intertwined, challenging our traditional views of a monotheistic, all-powerful deity. Such a perspective could suggest a dualistic aspect within monotheism, where divine forces are in constant opposition to malevolent ones. It raises philosophical debates about the origin of evil and the role of free will in confronting it. Additionally, this interpretation could influence how rituals and practices surrounding the Kaaba are perceived, imbuing them with deeper, more complex spiritual significance. The discussion of such a force residing in a sacred site also invites a broader conversation about the intersections of spirituality, mythology, and theology across different cultures and religions. Another perspective, more aligned with Islamic teachings, views the Kaaba as a symbol of God's covenant with humanity, an illustration of divine mercy and guidance. From this viewpoint, the Kaaba is not a prison for a malevolent force, but rather a beacon of hope and a reminder of the eternal struggle between good and evil. This interpretation aligns with the Islamic concept of a compassionate and merciful God who guides and tests his believers through trials and tribulations. In this context, the Kaaba serves as a focal point for unity and reflection, reminding Muslims of their shared commitment to the path of righteousness and moral integrity. The act of circling the Kaaba during Hajj or prayer symbolizes the journey of life, with its challenges and spiritual growth centered around divine presence. This interpretation emphasizes the importance of community and collective worship in Islam, reinforcing the bonds of the Ummah, the global Muslim community. The Kaaba, therefore, is not just a physical structure, but a potent symbol of faith, resilience, and the enduring human quest for understanding and closeness to the divine. Through this lens, the rituals and practices associated with the Kaaba are seen as expressions of devotion and a means to spiritual enlightenment, reinforcing the values of patience, humility, and perseverance. In Christian theology, particularly in certain interpretations, the Kaaba is seen through a different lens. Some believe that it may contain a dark force opposed to the Christian understanding of God. This notion, while not widely accepted, adds another layer of complexity to the Kaaba's mystery, inviting Christians to re-examine their beliefs about the nature of evil and its role in the world. This perspective could stem from a historical context where the rise of Islam was viewed in some Christian circles as a challenge to the spread of Christianity. The Kaaba, as a central symbol of Islam, may have been perceived through this lens of theological and cultural rivalry. Furthermore, certain apocalyptic traditions within Christianity might interpret the Kaaba as having eschatological significance, potentially linking it to prophetic narratives about the end times and the battle between good and evil. Additionally, the ancient origins of the Kaaba, predating Islam, might contribute to its enigmatic perception in Christian theology. Some Christian scholars speculate about the pre-Islamic religious practices associated with the Kaaba, considering how these might contrast with or even oppose Christian teachings. This speculation is fueled by historical accounts suggesting that the Kaaba was a site of polytheistic worship, housing idols, and being a center for various religious rituals. These pre-Islamic practices, often referred to as pagan, provide a stark contrast to the monotheistic principles central to both Christianity and Islam. The transformation of the Kaaba into a site of Islamic worship is seen as a significant religious and cultural shift, which some Christian theologians view through the lens of religious evolution and interfaith dynamics. Moreover, the concept of sacred space in Christianity, typically centered around churches and sites significant to Jesus Christ's life, contrasts with the Islamic veneration of the Kaaba. This difference in sacred geography might influence Christian interpretations of the Kaaba, viewing it through a theological lens that emphasizes spiritual territoriality. It's also worth noting that these interpretations are not part of mainstream Christian doctrine, but rather represent a fringe element of theological thought. They reflect the diversity and complexity of perspectives within Christianity about other religions' sacred sites. These views, while controversial, contribute to the ongoing dialogue about interfaith understanding and the role of religious symbols in diverse theological contexts. Such interpretations highlight the need for nuanced interreligious dialogue. They highlight the importance of understanding and respecting different religious traditions, while also acknowledging the complex history of interactions between Islam and Christianity. These differing interpretations lead to a critique of various religious practices and beliefs. They raise critical questions about the essence of worship, the role of sacred sites, and the very nature of faith. For instance, if the Kaaba is believed to restrain an evil force, does this change the way Muslims view their pilgrimage to Mecca? How does this belief interact with the Christian understanding of spiritual warfare and the presence of evil in the world? The mystery of the restraint in the Kaaba thus becomes a mirror reflecting the diverse and often conflicting perceptions of the divine in Islam and Christianity. It challenges believers to look beyond the surface of religious rituals and doctrines to explore the deeper spiritual truths that lie beneath. The Kaaba continues to hold its ground as a symbol of faith and mystery. It invites us to question, to seek, and to understand the multifaceted nature of our beliefs about God. What secrets does the Kaaba still keep hidden within its ancient walls? And how do these secrets shape our journey towards spiritual enlightenment and understanding? The quest for answers to these questions adds a never-ending allure to the Kaaba's mystique, drawing us ever closer to unraveling the mysteries of faith. As we contemplate the enigmatic nature of the Kaaba and its concealed secrets, we cannot overlook the profound impact of Jesus' revelation on both Islamic and Christian beliefs. This revelation, filled with layers of history and theology, stirs a profound re-examination of the concepts of truth and deception within the realms of religion. In Islamic theology, Jesus, or Isa, is revered as a prophet, a bearer of divine wisdom but not divine himself. His role is crucial yet distinct from the Christian interpretation. The Islamic narrative does not attribute any specific revelations about the Kaaba to Jesus. However, the exploration of what Jesus might have revealed about the Kaaba opens up a fascinating dialogue between the two faiths. It forces a re-evaluation of the traditional narratives and invites Muslims to consider a different perspective on the Kaaba's significance. Conversely, in Christian theology, where Jesus is seen as the Son of God, any revelation he might have given about the Kaaba would be imbued with deep spiritual significance. Such a revelation could potentially challenge the Christian understanding of sacred spaces and divine presence. If Jesus had spoken about the Kaaba, what might he have said? Could his words have shed light on the nature of God and his relationship with humanity in a way that transcends religious boundaries? This revelation of Jesus presents a compelling intersection between truth and myth, faith and interpretation. It urges believers of both faiths to question and reflect on their understanding of divine protection and guidance. If the Kaaba indeed holds something significant, as some interpretations suggest, how does that align with the notion of God as a protector and guide in both Islam and Christianity? This inquiry might also lead us to contemplate the implications of such a discovery on the broader narratives of salvation and divine presence in our world. Could it challenge the foundational beliefs held by both faiths? Or might it offer a bridge for deeper theological understanding? Furthermore, this raises the question of how sacred symbols and places are integrated into our spiritual lives. Are they mere historical relics, or do they continue to hold a dynamic, living connection to the divine? Furthermore, this exploration into Jesus' potential insights about the Kaaba challenges the very foundations of religious doctrine. It prompts a deeper inquiry into what constitutes truth and falsehood in the spiritual domain. For Muslims and Christians alike, this could mean reinterpreting ancient texts and teachings, seeking a deeper understanding of the divine mystery that surrounds sacred sites like the Kaaba. In contemplating Jesus' revelation, we are also drawn into the realm of divine protection and guidance. For centuries, believers have looked to sacred sites and holy figures for guidance and protection. The Kaaba, in its majestic silence, has stood as a symbol of these divine attributes. But the addition of Jesus' perspective into this narrative introduces a new dimension to the interpretation of these concepts. It invites us to ponder the ways in which divine protection is manifested and how divine guidance is interpreted across different faiths. In this intricate interplay of faith, history, and mystery, Jesus' revelation serves as a catalyst for deeper spiritual exploration. It beckons us to journey beyond the familiar shores of our respective theologies into a realm where the lines between truth and myth blur, where the nature of the divine is questioned and reimagined. As we explore Kaaba and Jesus' role in religious beliefs, we've uncovered a world where mysteries and faith intertwine. This journey has shown us that the Kaaba is more than just a structure in Mecca. It's a symbol of deep spiritual significance, challenging us to think about our understanding of the divine. The different views of Jesus in Islam and Christianity add another layer to this mystery. In the end, the Kaaba remains a symbol of faith, a point of unity for millions, and a reminder of the ongoing quest to understand the divine. So here's something to think about. What other secrets might lie hidden in our religious histories? How might these continue to shape our beliefs and understanding of the spiritual world? The answers might be as intriguing as the questions themselves, keeping the mystery of faith alive. Thanks for exploring with us on Beyond Discovery. If you enjoyed these revelations, click now on the next video that pops up on your screen. It's unbelievable.